So, League Start is approaching for Keepers of the Flame. And this time around, I'm gonna do something different. I believe I've never done this, and that's sharing my actual planning sheet with everything in it. I do not have a build guide for you. I'm planning a build. It's a Sabo. I'm not gonna tell you about it today. I will do whenever I actually get to that. But I will go over this sheet. You can just click the link. There's no gameplay in this video, no need to skip ahead. And I will go over my actual, rather specific plans on how to get there and how to fully League Start, which starts with picking a build. And with League Starting, I mean 125 points, maybe a little bit more on the Atlas without the 20 node, so it's 140 something with the plus 20 node. Getting my force down done and having a usable T17 farming character that just exists and will not be overwritten. I just need a baseline character, which is most likely going to be Earthshatter Berzerker, because it's so easy. The progression is so amazing. Might get baited by Phase and playing a Slayer on slams, like a Bleed Slayer instead. Let's see. But the idea is pick one. Here's Tai's list. For League starters, like the tier list, you can check that out. Pick anything. The progression is pretty much the same. This one is rather specific for Earthshatter, which I'm most likely starting. That means I have here my pretty old by now. I updated them slightly. Cheat sheets. This is what I use. You can check them out. There's one for multiple ones. I have this on my second screen. Maybe I make a second video if you want me to explain how they actually work. This is on my second screen during League Start. I don't like clicking around in POBs. I make this, makes life easy. I made it a bit more pretty. So that's just leveling, and I'm not gonna farm lab too much. I don't need any special gems, but I will get my quality of Earthshatter to 20. I will not quality my cries, like maybe later, but not at League Start. And yeah, just gonna complete campaign. And after that, I'm gonna go into Atlas tree progression. I have 3 different trees here prepared. They are not yet updated to remove the nodes that give the map effect, because I don't have the new tree yet, but there's changes in that. So yeah, some nodes are changing. I'm probably gonna update them before League Start if PoE Planner updates. But the basic idea is these are SSF trees. The idea is to not be reliant on trade at all. I can always choose not to farm something specific, but I do not want to be reliant on trade for League Start at all. I want this to be super SSM friendly, and trade just makes it trivial, to be honest. It's like so easy to do then to fix stuff if you can technically get everything on your own. Tree number 1 has the purpose of being, I like to call it a crafting tree. The main idea is you have Nico for buff, you have Expedition for mostly 2-gen, honestly, to get basic bubblegum currency, also maybe rock for bases, stuff like that. I do not believe that we need rock with the new tree, like this weird one from the League mechanic, but mostly 2-gen bubblegum currency. Betrayal is for early loot, XP from the safe houses, and obviously the betrayal currency, right? In trade you can also buy it, but if you want to farm it, if not, you can remove that, obviously. I'm not planning on doing any infinite safe house shenanigans where you set that up. I don't care about that, but you could do that. Harvest for life force, obviously. And at some point add some quantity and mostly sustain, like map sustain. After the 4 stone are done, for void stones, you can remove the accurate nodes and the map sustain. And there's also a variant where you remove, like betrayal is kind of the flex spot here. If you don't really need the XP anymore, you didn't need the loot. Definitely very soon you don't need the loot anymore. And you don't care about the betrayal currency. You could do something else like Harbinger to get more crafting resources, or something completely different. Maybe put in Heist to farm some contracts, whatever. It's rather flexible, like a little bit of a respec here. But that's the purpose of tree 1, crafting tree. Tree 2, both of them have the no scarab node, by the way. The main purpose here is to get settlers in, to get the dust and the gold and resources for doing settler situations. You cannot combine these two, because this settlers node disables essentially harvest. You cannot get harvest stuff anymore, so it has to be 2 trees. So if I want to have a recombinated dust I need to have the setless node somewhere. This works basically with having Seance, that's the ghosting nodes, and having exiles and ritual, which also really helps ritual with getting some other rare stuff, especially if you want to farm a Light of Meaning. You need the invitations if you don't want to buy them. Ritual is on here. And boss nodes are the ones at the top that gives you the boss invitations to actually, get your 4 stones, essentially. So that's the purpose of tree 1 and 2. That's the mostly, everything crafting related should be in here. Tree number 3 gives you scarabs. It's the most flexible one. And there are 2 ones in there. For example, if you want cluster jewels, want to farm them yourself, you need a Delhi tree. Ritual again for mostly boosting Delhi in here. Shrines for more power and the ability to get scarabs. You can play around with scarabs. And we're going to have more points, I believe, because the map effect takes less points, I guess. The next one here is like a huge respec, but it would be if you need Legion jewels, then you need to spec Legion if you want to farm them yourself. Again, Legion with scarab. This is like the most flexible one. And I guess, this is quite some time off, but I guess we're going to farm boxes if you want an endgame farm situation. Assume. So I don't know how the tree will actually look like. I'm going to look out for that. That's essentially the progression. This is what I'm going to do. This will be the mainly 2 trees and then a flex one here with Earthshatter until I'm more or less done with this and I can have a fully equipped character and farm it up and be fine. And that's League Start done. That's what I would call League Start completed. Before that, I'm not farming anything specific. I'm not farming for currency. I just want this character to be able to do what I needed to do. After that is done, and this character exists, maybe I do Heist. I prepared it here. The idea would be to just play Peacock of Bouncing until mid-90, have a Pathfinder, and swap it directly into a pure heisting character. I can self-farm the contracts with this guy if I want to. I can buy them. I still have this guy. But I also have a pure heist character that doesn't even deal damage. It's just a pure 400 movement speed heist character. This might be an angle to farm very expensive items. I don't know if I feel like I want a mage blood or something like that. Then maybe heist is an idea. It's a bit wide-based, right? Do I really want to do that? If yes, I have it prepared. There's also some tree stuff down here, but this is mainly just having heist nodes. So maybe you can incorporate that here if I'm actually planning on doing that. I feel like, I will really do that. I'm likely to integrate picking up some heist in these trees as soon as I'm actually purely in T16s. So that's that. Also some guide stuff from this Desmo person where I stole all his stuff here basically. The second to last step is essentially at some point I will need a shadow to turn it into a Sabo later. And I need a mid to late 90 shadow. So the idea would be to play Exsanguinate Minds on as a second or third character. At some point just level the dude, get him up. I still have this basic one. It's also why I'm not starting it. I need this character later, but I do not want to convert my only character into the final build. I always want to have a backup character here. So that's the idea. At some point, make a shadow. I'm gonna use Exsanguinate Minds from Dumbo probably for that. Should be very easy, especially if you have currency and you can craft all the gear for it. Should be very easy. And then at some point, right, go ahead and make the Sabo on the side. Collect the gear. At some point, swap this character, try it out, and work on it. But always have the backup starting character, whichever one it might be. Also probably gonna get distracted anyway, so we'll see where this goes. And I also added this. There's this really weird thing with Wretch Defilers from last league. It used to Riani, but it might still work. It looks really funky. So if you're looking for some really funky, weird thing to try, I recommend this. It looks funny. You can check that out on your own. That's my planning sheet here. It's certainly not complete. It's not perfect, it will change. I'm also not responsible of keeping all of this up to date. You check out the source, do your own research. I'm not necessarily saying these are the best, but these are pointers for me. That's how I typically league start, especially if I have a plan. And there are my cheat sheets here, which you can use if you feel like. Cool. I hope you have a really good league start. I'm quite interested in this one because I have a plan. and then we will see. Bye.